before. All possible problems have been fixed. Now we're starting on the impossible problems.
Okay.
Actually, for some reason, the phone does not allow me to choose tabletop RPGs as an optional, as a category option. But when I'm in the web browser, it allows me to choose it.
Oh, I made a new stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot to email it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that tonight or maybe or
I
tomorrow.
don't think it's extremely urgent.
It's basically called Jump Good.
Oh, it's to fix the fact that the other jump stunt doesn't really help you much.
Yeah, it's to allow you to jump horizontally.
Alright,
So you get a +2 to your athletics when you're jumping horizontally, and if you get a running start, it's a +4. But you have to take Mighty Leap first. So there is a catch.
So it goes jump, mighty leap, good jump, or do you get mighty? Or can you get mighty leap? As a
Mighty
first?
Leap, then good jump.
Mighty leap is mighty leap the first available?
Yes.
How about calling it long jump? Because that's what it really is.
I call it Jump Good because I'm ripping off Samurai Jack.
Okay, I didn't watch enough of Samurai Jack to catch the reference.
Those are the like baboon like
Yes.
creatures, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I love it at the end. He's like, this will be forever out of your reach. He goes, you can fly? No, jump good.
No, it's so terrible.
And I fixed physical.
Yeah.
I had a mistake in it. If you guys noticed, it is any action, not an attack.
Okay. Well,
So he can flip light switches or.
That makes a certain amount of sense. If he can move a physical object, he can move a physical object. No reason why it should have to be an attack.
It's no more ridiculous than some of the other things in this book.
Yeah, well.
I fixed that.
Yes,
So I have
but
new
Steve
revisions.
prefers
Okay.
the less ridiculous stunts. Speaking of physical objects, if I could borrow a hidden-bladed screwdriver again, I am beginning to suspect this phone falls in the category of free and almost worth it.
That's better than free and not at all worth it.
Well, it works most of the time. When it jams, only
It just stops working
it
when you really need
works.
it. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see, we got into the 32nd of January yet?
What?
32nd of January.
No.
Okay.
It's probably going on into February the way it usually does. Can't get away from February that
I've known we've tried.
easily. Yes, well, my preferred method of getting away from February is flying to someplace warmer, but
Yes, it's according to my notes, it's still the 31st of January.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm really mad at these vampires. They're messing up my trap to catch ill. I really don't like that.
Well, they're sure doing it on purpose, I'm
Of
sure.
So far, it's only one that we know.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be more than one. I'm not that lucky.
I'm actually inclined to agree with that argument from pessimism. It has an unnerving plausibility to it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna show them less mercy than I would have before, and I would have shown them none.
Not quite sure how you show less than no mercy, but I
Watch
will
me.
get a demonstration.
So you're going to give them ruthless justice, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay.
Heavy on the ruthless.
Yeah,
I vaguely recall
just a side.
Kevin saying, "Oh, I finally get to knock something off of my
List.
list," and it was vampires in.
Yeah, that.
There is a certain satisfaction in knocking something off of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the number of adventures that I wrote this whole list of adventures,
Okay.
and the Russian one, the Rasputin and Russians of MI6, it just took forever. It just took way longer than I thought it was going to take.
Yeah, well, we do things here like my employer does.
There were a lot of side
There was a lot of side stuff.
stuff.
It's not actually done yet, is it?
Well,
Depends on how you
I-
define
the,
God.
I
the fake
believe-
Rasputin is dead, and
Yeah,
you took out the MI6 agents that were Russian plants. So
I believe it is done, but there will be fallout that will seem minor and a normal human can probably handle.
Maybe.
Mm.
I said probably.
I will point out that there's one thing that points to it not being done yet.
Mhm.
We haven't had our refresh.
I
I
think
think you had the
we did.
refresh for Rasputin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you've been fussing around trying to convince Ill that he messed up on
Yes,
killing Lennon.
Which I bet isn't on his list.
it is not.
It's on
I
Jack's,
mean, Il is a recurring character.
it's on Jack's list.
Yeah. But
But
Not
yes, he is not a specific on here. No, he's not on there. Doing that, I keep touching the touchpad. Is it?
is
It
right
is
where you would
located-
rest
It
your-
is located further to the left than I want it to be. It is centered on the alphabetic portion of the keyboard, but not centered on the keyboard. So I keep touching it, and it keeps doing things that I don't want it to do.
If you hit escape,
If I hit escape, then it will undo what it just did.
yeah, when it does that, when it goes into that, pick a window, any window thing, escape drops you back into your window.
Okay.
Okay, that looks like a cabinet board.
Can you tell it to ignore the touchpad when there's a mouse connected?
I can tell it to ignore the touchpad, but I don't remember how. Irene and I are running two different versions of Mint, and I figured out how to disable it in her version. So it's probably not a lot different in this version.
No, that's not. I'm just having a hard time tonight. Come on. Alright. Maybe that's finally correct. Alright. Use other people's hardware is sometimes
Yeah, I know how to go.
Especially if they reprogram the keyboard to be
Borgia?
Dvorak
Yeah.
No, that. Yeah, that would be.
rather than 40.
I would just give up. I would say no. I'm not going to use that. All right, so we have entered the cavern. Off in the distance, there is an altar. We have heard flowing water.
Well, I'm like it. I'm questioning like godlike plus 1 or 2 or something, right?
Yes.
Can I just creep over there?
Everyone's going to go with you.
Yes.
Don't see why not.
Seems like a trap. But
I doubt they're that organized, yeah.
All right.
as I wander,
Let's go over there and find out.
As I wander, I'm going to look for pressure plates and such that might indicate that, oh, it's dangerous to step there.
Okay.
Unreasonable thing to do, I will grant.
So, looking at the stream feed, other than the fact that I might need to drop the camera angle a little bit, because it seems to be getting a little bit of that light.
Okay.
It does appear lit well enough.
Okay.
Still, I don't know why it still looks kind of fuzzy, like I smeared Vaseline on it or something. Because when I look at it on the phone, it doesn't look that way, but it might be a compression artifact or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So we are moving in the direction of the altar. As we get closer, we see that the altar is on a low dais. There appears to be something on the altar. I'm not sure what at the moment.
Take my binoculars and look at it a little closer.
It appears to be a
Do you use
human
your
figure covered with a cloth of some sort.
Can you use your binoculars over your night vision goggles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also looking, there are low moving objects on the dais, sort of milling about.
I would
You guess?
those are rats.
Yes, that's. You have a survivalist's opinion here. Those are probably rats. They seem to be about the size, the large size of the rats that you've seen earlier.
Well,
So cat size, as opposed to rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, they're not rodents of unusual size or capybaras. They are just like the size of a cat. You're right. You know, maybe 10 pounds each.
what can I say? Rats.
Yeah. As you get closer, anybody with mysteries above mediocre, makes a roll.
Well, that leaves us out.
Legendary.
He just doesn't want to see us do a business.
That's not good enough, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that was a fantastic mysteries roll for it.
Edgy thinks that we're nearing a mystically enhanced space. Simon believes that we are approaching an area consecrated to Pluto.
Okay,
Okay.
that's kind of what we were expecting.
I will pass that along. I will tell Annie you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Did you say naked figure covered on?
A human
Didn't say
figure
that.
covered with a cloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did not
Figure. Now, is this human figure? Go ahead.
do not state amount of clothing, just a cloth.
Yeah, it is covered with a cloth, so you really, I mean, I
Yes.
suppose they aren't wearing a hoop dress or something, but you really can't tell beyond the general shape and size is that of a human figure, and it's covered with a cloth of some sort.
Okay. Now, looking at it very carefully, investigating, do I see any breathing going on?
Make an investigation roll. That's a little bit more than just a human figure covered with a cloth sort of investigation.
Epic. I'm not
Oh,
using
critical
binoculars.
binoculars.
Yes.
So both of you got above the target. There is no breathing.
Uh-huh.
Well, that is either a corpse or our vampire. If it's our vampire, it's going to be a corpse shortly.
Okay. As you are approaching, you notice, oh, hey, on the floor there's some sort of demarcation.
Right.
Is that the edge of the dedicated to Pluto?
Make a mysteries roll.
Simon, you're up.
By trying, but I'm.
Well, that's
probably
just
doesn't
fantastic.
help.
Just
Possibly
fantastic.
good enough.
I'm not even going to try.
You
You could
aren't
tag-
certain, but you think so, yes. That area is,
If I spend an extra time increment, can I be certain?
yes. Spend a time increment, so instead of the 4 seconds that you just spent, you're going to spend 15 seconds.
Mhm.
You say, hold it, and you look at it, and you hold your hand out, and you concentrate, and oh yeah, that area is, beyond that, and it looks like must be a very big circle of some sort, with inscribed in the stone floor various markings in ancient Greek.
So how far away am I, or we, from this figure on the dais covered with a cloth?
loading zone, do not enter.
Let's see. Here.
Trying to get the battery out because that's the only thing that will unjam. I've had to do this before. I never had this much trouble. It's like the battery decided.
You are
to
3
down.
zones away.
Right.
Once you cross over that barrier, you will be exactly 3 zones away.
So we can't
So you can rifle shoot him, but yeah, you're not throwing anything at him,
No.
even with the stunt.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's a very large area.
Wow.
If we cross this line, Simon, is something bad going to happen? Like an alarm go off, or we're going to get teleported to the end of the world, or something really bad like that? Or Hades Pluto, going to be making a guest appearance?
Yeah, but he's not as big as he used to be.
I have a suspicion.
I really want to know,
Okay.
and that will give me a godlike result.
You would say that Pluto would not suddenly show up, but he or maybe some of his minions or priests or whatever might know you're there.
Okay.
Like within the consecrated circle, your stealth is not going to help you because it's like mysteries detection.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll
if you're somehow able to like completely deaden yourself mysteries wise, then maybe they wouldn't be able to spot
Want me to walk into it?
you.
No, as that's kind of like being blind doesn't make you invisible. Sorry, but it's a fairly
Yeah,
apt
it's more
analogy.
like you need to make yourself invisible
Mystically.
mystically.
Yes. So I assume what would actually happen in practice is that they would know that there are beings inside the circle, but when they come to investigate, they would have a hard time finding us.
If they went to investigate,
Simon,
Mhm.
my spirit companion is stealthy for a normally invisible spirit. He may be able to cross the circle and investigate inside it without being detected. I can
Actually?
ask him.
Can you ask him?
Make a roll.
now make an academics roll.
Yeah, I want to find this out. I don't want to have him floating over there and have an alarm go off.
I think the likeliest outcome is if the guy on the altar is a vampire that he'll wake up suddenly, but that's just a guess. Oh, okay, that is only a good academics roll.
The only thing you're getting, are you gonna
I'm
spend
going
a
to
fate
throw a
point?
fate point
Okay.
on it. Knowledge is power.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if
For-
Pluto was not in charge of Shades of the Undead, then
that
would-
might work if it were a similar circle set up by some other deity
Yeah.
or his or her
Right.
cleric. But given that it's Pluto, he's definitely going to detect Shades of the Dead as easily as living.
Yeah.
Possibly more so.
Yeah.
Okay, scratch that idea. We need something even sneakier.
Okay.
Or else abandon the element of surprise and just charge in, whichever.
No, we're not gonna. We're gonna do this better.
Okay.
We're gonna form a semicircle with me in the middle, hold hands, bam, we're over there.
Ah. Okay. May work. Gather round. We're doing a very short range teleport.
So now I'm at the head. We're at first a human figure on a dais. I'm here. Everyone else is like this.
Okie dokie.
May still set off the alarm, but we'll find out.
Well, do you have any other suggestions?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not saying
You
it's a
might have-
bad
you might have-
idea.
Let them know what was going to happen first.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise! You're right up next to a vampire.
We're right up to a figure that we suspect.
Yes, you don't know for sure it's a vampire. All right. So,
A 12 gauge to the chest won't kill him, but it certainly is going to disrupt his action.
Being too kind.
all right.
Page in the genital. So get his attention.
I doubt he needs
Assuming
them
they're working,
anymore if
yeah.
he's dead.
Some of these critters have surprisingly active sex lives for people who aren't alive anymore.
All right,
I expect
so-
it would
Much
annoy the hell out of
information.
I guess we are in combat
Roughing the
then.
listener.
Ah, well.
Let's see, that would be alertness.
Oh, I like that
Yeah.
one. I better check the numbers here.
I am almost certainly going last.
No.
I hope I'm going. No?
The rats are going last.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. At poor, I am just mediocre. I'm more alert than the
Well,
rest.
okay. Yeah, the
Jack's on the wall.
I would have been at quarter.
Legendary.
okay. If you were actually at 4, I think you might have gone after the rats. But
Mediocre. Just a -1 on a skill
So-
I have at average.
I'm
so
assuming there are two ratings for the bad guys.
yes, there's the vampire. He is at average,
Okay.
and the rats are at poor.
Okay.
Okay.
So I get 2
I'm at
cards.
good.
Well, I am the only one less alert than the vampire, but I'm more.
Oh, wait,
alert
the rats
than
are
the
terrible, I'm
rats.
sorry.
Cold.
Terrible. Okay.
They started at mediocre and rolled a -2.
Well, I also rolled a -2.
Of course.
Fortunately, I have.
You have a higher base alertness.
No,
than
I
that.
have the glasses
Oh,
on.
right.
All right. Even though I rolled once for the rats, they're not grouped.
Ah,
But yeah. So, ones.
Well, I guess I'm just going to go and put my arm around this person's neck and go just squeeze.
Are you trying to put an aspect on him, or are you trying to kill him? I mean, like break his neck.
I'm trying to put an aspect of pinned.
Okay.
Basically, I'm going to hold him down to the dais.
All right.
He's not going to be able to get up. He's going to have me around his neck. I
All
should
right.
say my arm around his neck.
Make your attack.
He's got a jack on his back.
Is this a Jack attack?
Get back, Jack. Anyway, do it again.
Wow. Wow. Okay then.
Poor vampire.
Don't know my own strength.
All right. I'm pretty sure you succeeded.
Yeah.
Unless you're using that to lower your and roll a -4.
God like +1.
Yeah. You have placed pinned upon him.
And might have some spin.
No, he has overflow.
It's overflow.
Spin is when you do a defense really well.
Okay.
Overflow is when you do everything else really well.
Okay.
And boy, oh boy, does he have overflow.
So,
The vampire apparently does not have fate points.
and in French, just say, start talking when I ask questions.
Okay, that's ones. Twos.
Holding.
Threes.
Let me take this stupid tarp off.
or whatever is over.
It's a shroud, okay?
I attack the rats.
Oh, okay, with
Um,
what?
Yeah, in what way?
Um,
And they're not grouped, so you're attacking a rat.
hold on. I'm throwing acid from the panicle.
Alrighty.
Ah,
It could be worse if we would be fighting water.
The problem is, people develop a fondness
yeah.
for rats.
Pretty sure that even if I roll a +4, you kill me.
And I forgot, and I think I forgot something about chest.
How many of these critters are there?
yeah, I was.
Do you want to take it all in? Then you can tell. Otherwise, I will say it's a lot. It's a lot. Like a horde of rats.
A lot, like a horde of rats.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
But yes, if you
Yes.
take it all in,
It's
I'll give
only
you a
great.
note. What?
It's only great.
That's good enough. You'd say there's about 100.
100 rats.
All right. So you got
This would
epic
take a
or
while.
something even better than epic.
Legendary, I forgot craftsmanship bonus.
Yeah, that's the one rat's defense. He vaporizes basically. I mean, there's nothing left of that rat. So that was threes. Flip the card.
2s went 2. Flip the card.
No.
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
did. He took it all in.
Oh,
I did.
Fours.
combat.
Get out my clockwork staff, which I probably should have had out before this.
If you'd known that you're going to be teleporting into a horde of rats on a dais that has an altar to Pluto on it, you might have taken that out. but nobody told you that was happening.
Anyways, get it out
All right.
and go into a defensive position so I can parry what they.
All right, you're doing an all-out defense sort of
Yep.
thing.
Full defense.
Full defense, yes.
Full defense,
That was
and then
fours.
is it partial? Is it? I take a -1
Plus
off
two.
the.
A +2.
You get a +2 to your defense.
Right,
Right.
Supplemental
But
action.
is it supplemental to draw the staff or not?
Yes.
Okay, so +1.
Unless you have.
This round.
I do not. Close at hand.
I got
Um,
tired of not having it and took it, but yes.
All right, so in French, you have made a mistake. That's what I'm going to be saying this round. I'm also going to try and struggle, but literally there's no way for me to overpower you. But yes, now that you're all up there, you can see this is a shroud, the cloth that was covered.
Was the voice male or female?
It was male. 6s.
Okay, no, I'm just going to attack rats. Whatever one is closest to me, whack at it with the swing staff.
Okay.
I figure the fewer rats, the easier for us. Just because he's a vampire, and in some versions vampires can command certain vermin, doesn't mean that he can command these rats. They may be independent. So
His statement would lead me to believe that
He can control rats.
that something may be going to happen with those rats.
yeah.
Either that or somebody else is going to be showing up quickly.
The game's afoot, and I'm going to risk it.
Okay. You're not Brett, so you'll probably do better than you did. Well,
It's a -1. Cancels the craftsmanship bonus and just makes it a great strike.
okay. I can actually not die from this.
Yeah.
Looks like you may not die from this. Or do you
Yes.
need to roll better?
No, that's exactly what I needed.
Okay.
So you fail to strike a rat.
You dodged. Okay.
Failed to kill.
Failed to strike.
Fail to
apparently.
strike a rat.
They can dodge. There's
Yes.
full targets.
I mean,
That's
they
all.
they have athletics, but yeah. Anyway, so flip your card. Okay, it's the rat's turn, and I have 3 opponents. I can't see Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You're still hushed because you didn't do an attack or pull out a weapon or anything like that. Now, okay, actually, I can't see you. You didn't do an attack. You did a full defense. So I have 2 opponents.
Full defense because I still don't understand this whole hush thing.
Right. So you 2 are still under hush. You are still stealth because you can make an attack and be stealth.
Yep.
All right. So, that is that's good. On Simon. That is another good on Simon.
You're gonna be at this a while, you know.
All 100 rats actually can't get to these two.
Good point.
8 rats per.
Yeah. And we have killed 1 rat so far, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a fair. And Wow, that is wow, a
Terrible.
terrible one. Is that what -1 is?
-1 is poor.
Poor. Okay, so that's a poor. So I don't know. Can you roll a defensive less than good?
Yeah. No.
No.
Okay.
Good is if I roll -4, I get good.
Okay. Well, I didn't roll especially well, but all right.
And
now
that's
on,
just dodging them.
yeah. Now on edgy. That is good.
Remember, you can parry with your sling staff.
Fair.
Yeah, I was going to ask how many. If I'm getting attacked by more than one rat,
Yeah.
am I right that I could only parry one of them, or
No,
Would
it
I-
says in the book.
okay?
No.
All right, well, I will try parry then.
Good. Fair. Good. Good, fair, good, and fantastic.
That's annoying. I suspect I need a stress track. That
Stress track
is
for rats.
yeah.
There's a lot of them. Eventually, I'll roll more than one +4.
That is a superb parry. So
All right, so you need to make 4 defenses.
4
there were
defenses.
4 of them that
Okay.
attacked you. You need to make 4 defenses.
Okay.
Superb is good enough for the first one.
Remember, you use
and
your dice now.
fantastic for the second.
That's-
I don't suppose I can say that's the defense against the one that got the
No,
fantastic.
that's
Oh,
against a
well.
fair.
Okay.
That actually gives you spin.
Good.
+1 on the next roll.
Yep. That
Gives you another
is
fantastic, I believe.
another fantastic.
That gives you spin again.
Mm-hmm. I'll
+1.
need it for the last.
This is your
And that
And that's
would be
fantastic.
superb, but with the spin, it's fantastic.
All right. So hey,
No rats.
You're
stressing
fine.
Yeah.
Rabies free.
so the two of you might notice that the people who attacked are getting attacked.
Yeah.
So even if you don't know how ours work.
Yep.
You're welcome.
There. That is them. That is the end of the round. We go back to the top of the round.
So this dice is made out of like stone, right?
Yes.
I'm going to pull the shroud off.
The altar is also made of stone.
Okay, I'm going to pull the shroud off.
All right.
Supplemental action.
Yes.
And what do I say?
A guy. He's dressed in normal street clothes, like a kind of grubby business suit. He doesn't look scary at all.
Well, it's going to look scary shortly. So then I'm going to go, I'm going to say, you don't realize who I am. I'm going to punch the end of the dais and break a huge chunk off
Do you mean
You're
the
going-
altar?
the altar.
Because the dais is about this big,
Sorry.
but it's huge. It's like a
the altar,
two-zone
the
circle.
altar, the altar, sorry. And I have to show how powerful I'm
All right.
intimidating.
Okay.
I wonder if you're going to succeed.
Make
My,
an academics roll first.
okay. I was wondering if you were going to give him that.
Nope, that's not going to be good enough.
Okay. Always count on Jack.
You gave the result.
No, I'm not liking it.
Well, but
See, my academics is so low.
if you had wanted to spend the fate point, you should have spent it right. I mean, when you held up 3 fingers, you should have said, "Except I'm going to spend a fate point." When you're holding up 3 fingers, that's your answer. That's what you gave me.
Alright.
When the GM
So
has
now
when the GM has given you an answer, then that's the point at which
you need to now make your strength roll.
That looks
I'm
good
thinking
from the ones
Spending
I
fate
can
points
see.
would be a good idea now.
I have this sneaky suspicion it may count as unbreakable.
Godlike +3.
Okay. Actually, that is not unbreakable to godlike +3.
Okay.
You have cracked the altar. Also, you have acquired a wonderful aspect. Please put this among your aspects. Cursed by Pluto.
That is not unreasonable.
Oh, I only have so many aspects.
I don't care. You've acquired a new one.
Cool.
I believe it says you can acquire aspects through play.
Once in a while.
And you might be spending a future aspect. That's okay.
Now, if I were the mystery sort of person, I'd be wondering if it was still consecrated after that.
Oh, and Simon, why don't you make a mysteries roll?
I think make is a good.
Yeah, I'm just I'm trying to decide which aspect I'm going to use. It's a mystery.
Okie dokie.
Take it we skipping Rick.
No, this is something.
Okay.
Something mystical just happened.
And then I really want to know, guess we have the godlike +1.
Okay, so you realize that Jack just acquired a very bad aspect,
Mm-hmm.
permanent very bad aspect,
Okay.
but it's like everybody in the group now, at least while you're in this area consecrated to Pluto, have a temporary aspect put on you, cursed by Pluto,
Oh,
because
fun.
of what he just did.
Okay.
So yay! So that was ones, twos.
Okay. Okay, if I blast rats, then they're going to attack.
Yes. But so far the attacks have not hurt anybody.
That's true. Kind of piddling on the.
I mean, there's lots of them, but their attacks so far have not done much.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, can they group up?
Well,
We don't.
other rats have.
Yes, other rats have. Imperial Chinese rats, for instance.
Yes.
Yes.
But then again,
Street rats.
Well, those were anyway. Doesn't matter.
what to do?
Are you a Centurion or not?
Yes, I am. But... Okay.
Do
Do you have a Tommy gun? Something that can fire multiple shots.
Yeah, but you only hit one target.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter
really?
in this game.
Yes,
Oh.
you cannot do a well, you can
Spray
lay down
it.
fire, but that provides an aspect.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't do splash damage.
Okay.
Now you can start using your dynamite.
Oh yes,
Not yet. for that,
explosives.
Yes.
This is a two-zone dais,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where all the rats are kind of grouped up. Is on the dais,
Mm-hmm.
so you could throw dynamite to the other area of the dais,
And potentially take out a whole lot of rats at
and
once.
maybe desecrate the dais, and you know.
Get my own.
For sure.
But you
join
know-
the club.
But you don't actually know about that yet because I haven't had a chance to
Yes,
talk.
no one's told you, but
Or you can
if you want to think about it first,
I'm gonna hold.
and okay,
I'm gonna hold because
you were one away. By the way, your great would have done it for you. You would have known that you would possibly acquire a curse from desecrating an active altar.
not active anymore.
Well, no, because you broke it.
Well, active enough to.
okay, you broke it. You bought it. That's simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we're all cursed by Pluto, Jack longer.
Okay. That's a fairly extensive statement.
Can that be can that be done as a supplemental action?
No.
Okay.
That's a full action. That's
Okay.
long enough that it's a full action.
Okay.
All right, so everybody has heard that. 4s.
Okay.
This is certainly not useful information from Annie's
I
point
will.
of view.
I will step forward, breaking stealth, and continue on full defense. There has to be a way you can no longer be under stealth, right?
Yes, you
Run as my
can
zone.
voluntarily leave hush.
Okay.
You don't actually, I mean, I could
Then
say
I
you have to
volunteer-
swing your fist through the air or something like that. But I will say you just voluntarily leave the hush.
If we want some
Yeah.
cinematics, it's just a twirl of the staff
Yes.
and
Yeah,
such.
I was gonna say,
Absolutely. But no.
step a teeny bit further away from Jack and brandish the staff.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. So you're doing that, but you're still on full defense.
Yes.
Okay. So 5s. That's me.
That's you.
Did you want to come out? You're not.
Still thinking. I've got time.
Still thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
All
As
right.
long as he goes before the rats.
I shriek and fall limp in your arms.
Is it now an unconscious vampire?
Do you want to make an evaluation on your next round?
Probably.
Okay, 6s.
I am, despite combat heating up around me, I picked up something having to do with Jack and the altar, and I'm going to consult my spirit companion because even though not his pantheon, God of the dead, he might be able to tell me something, including, is he at unusual risk? I don't want to ask him to do something that would...
All right, so you're consulting your spirit companion.
Yep. Mysteries roll, presumably?
Yes, and he came in with you, is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, he would not
You didn't
not be
teleport.
with me unless I...
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but that short range of teleport, he would have just moved to where I was.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't get teleported, but, I mean...
It's only a couple of zones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I am going to throw a fate point at a priest of Ptah, Mysteries of Egypt, because I really want to access to anything useful he might know as quickly as possible.
Okay, so, what was the final?
Wash, fantastic.
Okay. So he is in obvious distress. And it's like something, you can't see what it is, but it's like something is clawing his substance, pulling it down.
Oh boy.
He does not seem happy to be
No.
here.
I will
It's like Pluto is
try
demanding
to
his
drag him
due.
down to the other or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I will tell him, get away if you can. If I can help, let me know. Silently, of course.
Okay.
Well,
And yes, he flees.
That's your
Am I
action.
going to do anything?
That was 6s. We are about to the rats.
I know.
Create another target.
I'll create another target. I believe I last stated I had a shotgun in my hand, so I'm going to go with that.
All right.
It's going to be noisy.
Yeah.
That is a That's a fantastic shot.
Okay.
On a rat.
On a rat.
Yeah, you killed a rat.
What, 98?
Yes.
Somewhere in that ball.
98 to go. Okay, that's
That's
now the rats.
Now the
rats. Okay. So, Jack is still stealthed, I assume. All right. So,
Okay, who are they starting on?
You.
Okay.
I'm just actually kind of doing.
All right.
Okay.
That works.
So that's great. Great.
Legendary.
Superb.
Awe-inspiring.
And good.
Awe-inspiring. Last one was good.
It was great, great, superb, and good.
So that would be epic.
And-
You get spin for your first one.
All right. Mr. Shotgun.
Okay.
Great. Fair. Fantastic.
I just switched to swords.
And fair.
It doesn't matter. So plus
Um,
4 on the first.
Yeah, but
Only
the thing is,
only
he's
plus
dodging.
3.
Huh?
Oh yeah, and I'm dodging. So that's.
But you had spin.
Oh, and spin.
That's
That
why I
actually
said
takes
plus
me up
4.
to godlike.
And you have spin.
So you have to spin
Where
for the next
hell
one.
was
Go
that?
to the next one.
Not quite so good.
A wash.
I'm dodging. Oh, that's right. This is athletics.
Wash because of the spin.
Oh, that's right. It's a wash. So that one is superb.
What's that one again?
Oh, great.
Great. Okay.
That's fine.
What's spin?
Oh, that one is that one's only great. What am I rolling up against there?
Was that the one?
I
was
think that was a
fantastic, or-
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fill your 2 box.
Or spend a fate point.
Or spin fate
Or
point.
spend
He's
a fate
still-
point,
he's
which
still
is what I'm
looking.
doing.
Yes,
You're
I
almost
had-
certainly going to get spin on that on the very last one. 'Cause that was fair.
Which is good.
Yeah, I'm sure you think so.
Nobody does it better.
All right.
And
I was
then
gonna say, if I had that many fate points, if you were spending one of those.
That's godlike again.
that's a godlike.
Well, there's spin. All right, Annie.
So that's awe-inspiring.
Fantastic. So
So
that's
that's spin, so it takes the stress.
No. Oh,
No, that's
Yes.
not how it works.
Stop.
Oh, you have repost.
I have a post.
All right.
So
Okay. Well,
I forgot.
Does that count as having used the spin up?
I
yes.
assume so.
Yes. it
Okay.
does. Fantastic again.
That would be godlike.
Okay, that's another one that
Another one
takes.
that takes the stress.
Varying
This
with
is
the
annoying
power.
because they have 2
Yes,
hitboxes. So, okay, I'm going to mark 2 half dead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great.
That would be godlike plus 1.
Okay. The third one takes a point. And the last one. Ooh. Fair for me.
Okay, so I guess I don't mind that it is legendary.
All right, and that one also takes a point.
So we have 4 rats in the air. When they fall,
And-
that'll be the end.
And you. What? Why are they in the air?
Cinematics.
Okay.
But since
And you got on the very last one. You got spin.
but the riposte.
Oh, the riposte eats the spin.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I don't think so.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
Oh,
Doesn't say
okay.
it doesn't say it does.
So you have spin pass along.
So
maybe
you-
use that spin to inflict.
Oh, you
No.
use the spin.
So she
I
uses the
used
spin.
the
So
That's
it
how the
does.
song
All right. So
works.
you don't get the spin.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
The riposte eats the spin.
How about that?
All right.
Makes
So
Hello there.
4 on Edgy.
Okay.
Hello. How are you?
That is
Yes.
good.
You don't have a ball with you. No, I don't.
Um,
You are a good dog. You are.
-1.
You are.
That is good.
Okay.
Not spending a fate point.
That is also good. Wow.
Oh, you're spending it
You're
now.
spending fate point. Well,
no,
wait a
it's
minute.
still a good. That's
It's the
still
same
a
roll.
good defense. It's a-
All right.
they
Number 3. Great.
better. Yeah, that would be a
Great.
fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 nut spin.
No,
And last,
okay.
ooh,
This'll
fair.
spin.
Yeah, my defense is legendary.
All right, that creates spin, but we're done with the rats for this round. So the round is over. I'm going to take a brief break.
Okay.
Yes. And he is
Does anybody
very
have a book of matches or a cigarette lighter or some such thing?
Yes. The classic Zippo. Oh no, it's not a Zippo. They haven't been invented yet.
right. It's something else, but it's kind of classic all the same.
Say, do
Ronson.
dynamite.
Yeah, some dynamite. It's usually useful to have a
Lighter. Some
lighter of some
Some sort
variety.
of matches too. But
In the
Zippo.
survival kit, I've got flint and steel. If you'd rather use that.
Nah.
No.
Go old school.
Oh, it is Zippo. Actually,
Okay.
When
the classic Zippo windproof.
did Zippo start?
I think it was during World War One, the Great
Really?
War. Otherwise, I wouldn't have specified its name. I know they had lighters, but I wouldn't have given it a name if it were.
oh, there. Oh, I'm using my book as a pillow, huh?
It's just the right height for his chin.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, what else are books for? If you're a dog.
You are cute.
The history of Zippo lighters. 1932 at a dinner dance.
Oh, damn.
George G. Blaisdell, who later became known as Mr. Zippo Blaisdell, was one of those looking for a new way to make money.
1932.
1932. How could I make that mistake?
Taking out of his pocket an unsightly brass lighter that was patently foul.
Okay, 1s.
No. 2.
Okay.
Jack,
You're going
get us
first.
out of here.
Well, taking my guy in hand,
Ah.
hold each other and hold each other.
Mm-hmm. So you could just say grab hold.
Grab hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so that was leap in front, and you're holding out your arm while holding this guy still and saying, grab hold! That's 1s.
Mm-hmm.
You've already done yours 3s.
And grab hold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4s.
What's this gonna do?
5s. I continue to lay there limply. 6s.
I'll grab a hold.
7s.
They can pass.
No, they're gonna
They
attack us.
could.
What do I do with that?
All right.
Yeah.
We're probably going to kill 4 rats this round.
I did go full defense because
Superb.
I was grabbing.
True.
Superb for the first one.
But you were doing an attack.
Godlike.
So spin. Fantastic. Oh my.
Well, let's see. Legendary, awe-inspiring, fantastic.
Okay. Well, you didn't get spin, did you?
I needed the spin.
Yes, that is fair.
That is fantastic.
Okay, well, you got spin again, and the last one is
Legendary.
that's legendary, I think.
No, awe-inspiring.
All right,
I forgot my
good enough.
spin.
All right,
So I resist. So I didn't get
you
spin.
didn't get spin on that last one.
Okay.
I rolled a +3, so.
Yeah,
And I'm a super enhanced rat right now.
I'm kind of in a bad mood.
So that got the book to epic. Plus we got them to epic.
What is great +3?
Epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
Epic. Okay, yes, then epic.
Okay.
Because their base now is great. Which isn't, I mean, you guys fight people with much higher than that. That was good. I'm attacking you.
I get to dodge. That's +1, no spin. That's
I thought
great.
Your last one.
No.
No. Okay.
No, the last one
Okay.
is the one I rolled a +3 on.
Okay.
That
was great.
What? Great. Okay. Great.
Ah. Superb. Oh yeah, superb, epic. Yeah, that's epic.
Spin.
Spin.
Fair.
Superb.
Did you count your spin?
No.
No, I didn't.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic to fair. Yeah, that's spin.
And last on you, that is superb.
Okay.
Don't forget your spin.
Great, epic, awe-inspiring.
More spin.
More spin,
More spin.
for you. Great.
Let's see. So that's even. So fantastic and spin would be epic, I think.
Which is just enough to get spin.
I will.
And kill a rat.
You kill a rat.
And you kill a rat.
2. Fantastic.
I rolled a +3. Let's see. So that would be awe-inspiring.
And
And
that gives you
that's
spin,
spin.
and you kill another rat.
So the injured ones are not hanging back.
No.
they're
Oh, this one you
attacking.
might do something on. Great.
I got fantastic.
So you do something.
Do you want to spend a fate point to keep them from doing something?
Can I do that since I heard what he got?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So my 2 box.
Your 2 box.
Oh, I screwed up. It's Skylight +4. I hit the altar.
Oh, well.
Okay,
Okay.
godlike +3. Beyond that, it doesn't matter in this case. You cracked the altar and did another couple of things.
And that one is fantastic.
Okay, and that is superb.
So you
Did not get spin.
did not
Did not get spin.
Did not get hurt.
Right. So you killed 2 rats, and 2 injured rats are still there.
Yep.
edgy.
Edgy.
Hey you.
Great.
Fantastic.
I really need the stunt that lets me use guns as.
Fantastic.
Legendary.
There's a stunt for that.
Yes.
The pistol one?
Neither, I guess, from you there.
Yes.
I rolled well, and it didn't matter. All right. Good.
Epic.
You got spin.
Okay.
And you can use it on this last roll, which,
I'll
oh my
need it.
goodness, you didn't need it. That's fair.
Well, I rolled a -3, so that would be fair.
But
With
+1
the-
is
with
spin.
the-
With the
spin?
spin, it's good.
Oh,
So I defend
yay.
a teeny bit more gracefully quickly than I
Right.
otherwise
So
would have.
so that's the rats. That's the end of the round. We go back to the
Okay.
top of the round. And I'm actually going to turn that card in right now because he's not doing anything now.
Uh-huh.
So are you going first again?
I'm going first again, so I can grab hold.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's right. You went first and didn't grab hold the last time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All
I've
right.
forgotten that step in the process.
Yes.
And the prospect of being left here is kind of
Oh, it's just
enthralling.
100. Well, okay.
No,
96 rats, 2 of which are injured. 96 enraged, ultra-powered rats, which still doesn't make them that scary, but there's 100 of them. Well, 96 of them.
Yeah.
So it is a little scary.
Hey, if you get run over by enough lemmings, you will die.
Okay. Ones.
I am teleporting us outside of the stupid circle and towards the entrance to where we first came in and noticed the dais and altar.
Okie
Still in
dokie.
the area?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Still in the cavern, yes.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
still in the cavern.
Still inside of enraged rats.
The enraged rats could run over towards you, yes. It's not
but
like
they
that's
were all
impossible.
died.
Okay.
Simon, please make another mysteries roll.
Or they could just get flippant and confused.
Here they may be in the not smart enough to get confused category.
I really want to know.
Didn't you
God,
just
like-
spend a fate point? I thought you spent a fate point on
No.
the roll.
I
Oh,
I
you threw
just
his
lost
fate
one- I
point
threw
in
his
the.
point in there.
Oh, okay.
Godlike +1.
Jack is still cursed by Pluto. The rest of you are no longer cursed by Pluto.
Oh, good.
So for everybody but Jack, it was an area effect. Retreating gets us out from under that particular problem.
No, I don't have a new target.
So, twos. What, Pluto? You're going to go to the underworld and kill him? Or.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
Two has
bad
already
idea.
used his move.
Oh, threes. You just used your. Oh, no, you didn't actually use yours. That wasn't. Your card was flipped down, but
Yeah,
that was
I know.
just a sensing.
I hadn't flipped it back up.
Okay.
Threes.
Threes.
Okay, I look to see if the rats look like they're going to start chasing us, which probably counts as an investigation.
Investigation roll.
I am. Yes, I am.
Well,
I'm going to let that stand
Yeah.
because it's still fantastic.
they seem to be angrily milling about on the dais.
Okay.
Like,
Awesome.
where the heck did our opponents go? That's confusing. We're very stupid rats.
Okay then.
Did you make up that stunt
That's not.
for Guns' defense?
No.
No, it's
No.
it's
in
in the
there.
book.
It's like lightning hands or something. I don't know.
It's other guns.
I'm not doing anything for a moment. I'll find it.
I was trying to find it and I was failing.
George Brown has it. I mean, yeah. Where's it? Yeah, George Brown has it.
Yeah, I have somebody else who has it too.
Yeah, the 157.
We now pause for a reference to the book.
Yes.
Put your face
Lightning
in the
hands.
book.
We use
No,
gun
so it's
skill to
not that.
determine initiative instead of alertness.
That's not it then.
Rain of Lead, I'm pretty sure.
No.
No?
Sensible block.
Shot on
No.
stay on target.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
Before this. So
I don't remember where it is. I know there is.
it's shot on the run. No. No, that's not it.
Yes,
No,
it is.
yes, it
This
is.
gun,
Ah, yes,
character
yes,
may use
yes.
guns as a defensive skill
Mm-hmm.
Right.
against physical attacks.
Okay, so
Anyway.
Yeah, and I did make one change to shot on the run. It requires snapshot. Okay. I felt it was too tough a stunt not to have a prerequisite. But
So now it
Well,
has
it
two.
does have the prerequisite of long shot.
It does?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it do. I just looked at it.
I didn't see a prereq on it.
nope, shot
you're
on the
right.
run here doesn't
You're right. I
list
was
a
wrong.
prerequisite.
I don't know what you're looking at, but
You're right. I was
Long
wrong.
shot is before it on the list, but it doesn't list it as a prerequisite.
correct.
Yeah,
I
but
sit corrected.
requiring snapshot means
It requires lightning hands, which requires
It's
quick draw.
quick
Yes,
draw. So yeah, that
it makes it a lot harder to get, but
It
it's a
makes it-
really tough. If you
Okay.
have guns at the top of your pyramid, it's a super tough
okay.
stunt.
Well, if you have guns at the top of your pyramid, you probably have the others anyways.
Yeah. Okay, we are now out of combat.
You.
so you want to kill some rats or you want to leave?
Oh.
Is
We should probably talk to the person that you took and find out why he is
I mean,
murdering
obviously,
people.
You
and-
didn't break his neck because you want to talk to him. Granted, he's fainted.
or
I
something.
didn't.
Or something.
I don't think you want me to do a medicine check.
No.
Yeah, that would not be as useful as you would hope.
The
Yeah,
virus kind of screws with the whole system.
Yeah, his entire metabolism is so screwy that
it's not that we don't want her to. It's that she's not going to believe any of the results she gets.
Yeah.
Nor
Well,
would they necessarily be useful
the-
anyway.
Well,
the
can you get
results
this guy to wake up or not?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty easy. Shake the dead rat off the staff. Here you go. Dribble that in his mouth.
really.
What?
It might work.
The other instances, they reacted
Blood.
to blood.
Yeah.
Okay, close that open.
Kind of do the orange juice and
Drop a few drops of rat blood into his
He
mouth.
does not seem to be reacting.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
it's never
I will-
consistent with this
I will
stuff.
do a mistress perception on this guy.
Okay.
Is he an unconscious vampire or an ex-vampire?
A late vampire.
That would be legendary.
Yeah, so he apparently was somehow mystically connected to that altar that he was laying on. And when Jack, godlike +3, punched the altar, it
Broke
damaged him. It killed him, basically.
Interesting.
He's an ex-vampire. He was linked to the altar. When you broke the altar, you broke him too.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I know it doesn't, but I know it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to you, but it makes perfect sense to me.
I'm ripping his head off.
Yeah.
I am
The
stepping out
altar
of
was
the-
acting as some sort of support device.
Uh-huh.
And when it broke, he just died.
Yeah. However, the really annoying thing is that we can't question him.
Now would not be the time to try.
Okay.
Hopefully, I
So
didn't.
You
So
might
does a
wanna
vampire
check
count
on your
as
friend.
human for purposes of Akashic knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to consult the Akashic knowledge.
Mhm.
I want to know.
Akashic records.
I want to know how many vampires there were under in the catacombs of Paris yesterday.
Yesterday. Because it has to be in the past, and you're not sure if a few hours in the past works.
Well, it's more along the lines of recently
Yeah.
rather than in the far past.
Right. But you can't do it for the present because that's not in the records,
Right.
so to speak.
I'm just going to take the time.
How many bureaucrats had to die to maintain the Akashic knowledge?
Akashic research, 440 and 489, because you can't have it in just one place.
489.
440 and 489.
Oh well, yeah, but I think the big one is 489. Oh no, I don't. I want the not spend a pay point. So you want the 441.
By the way, it's worse than that. It's not maintained by dead bureaucrats. It's maintained by spirits who never were incarnate in the first place, which means they can be really condescending about ordinary human problems. Good luck finding the head librarian if you need him.
Quality equal to your mystery skill, enabling him to answer questions with a base difficulty less than or equal to his mystery skill, using nothing other than your brain and some time for contemplation. Additionally, research performed by this character in a real library automatically takes 3 time increments less. Wow, you research very fast. If any libraries with a quality less than mystery skill. I'm going to look at 489 anyway, just because.
It's almost certainly got something contradictory on it.
49 says I can spend a fate point and get the answer right away.
It took me a long time to figure out
that another human. Well, see, this is worded very
the original
differently.
Star Trek.
That another human being might know. You can spend a fate point to roll mysteries instead of any
took
other
me a long
skill. If
time
your
to
past
realize
knowledge
that
is
his
lower
name
than your
was
mystery skill, you don't even have to roll.
Z.
See, this one says you have a library. Library on hand of a quality equal to your mystery skill. So you have a superb library, is that right?
Well, it depends on what you're
It's your
counting,
skill.
but
It's the
if
skill
it's the
on your
base skill,
pyramid.
then it's superb. Yes.
Yeah, it's your mystery skill. It's not what your mystery roll is, which is different. And with a base, additionally, any research performed by this character. Yeah, so this is all about libraries. Like, you have the New York Public Library. Well, actually, that's not superb. That's anyway. You have a superb library on hand, which you already actually had, because you're a walking library. Well, yeah, that's a great.
That would be academics, and that would be based on great then.
Great, yeah. So this gives you a 1 higher level quality library. And you really researching libraries very fast.
Yeah.
Like you go to the right book and just open it to the right page, basically. Or this, why do they have it in 2 places? That is so annoying.
Because one's the stunt description and the other one's under adjudication. If I have to spend a fate point to get this answer, I'll spend the fate point.
Yes, because a normal library of superb quality would not have that answer. This is recalling any kind of information that another human being might know. So you did need to spend the fate point, and the answer is 4.
Okay.
Could be worse. If it was 4 counting this guy, then it's 3.
Yes, it would be counting this guy.
Okay. So we have 3 more vampires to find.
We have 3
and
more to find.
Meanwhile, are the rats continuing to be confused?
They don't seem to be coming your direction.
Good. Let's
I mean, they're rats.
let's
Okay, I can tell you, if you had remained within the consecrated area, they would have found you. But you're well outside the consecrated area.
So
What consecrated area?
I hate
It's not consecrated anymore.
It is. You destroyed the altar, not the consecrated area, not the circle.
Right.
We're only half done then.
You want to be more cursed?
I don't think he can be.
Well, if you want to look at it, the nothing left to lose angle. But
if you're sure there's more, what we might want to do
Over you go.
is check if any of the others visited this area, because evidently he or it or
Right.
Thought it was important.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's something that it might be easier to find out here than remotely. So
I could just say that having it in two places and having them be very different is stupid.
yeah.
We would disagree with that.
It does make reference much more difficult. That's why you should really figure out how the heck to get this done for yourself.
Well, one, that's why I wrote this.
Yeah.
I
tax
understand
thing, to try to
that.
put everything in one
I was
spot.
making a snide comment.
Two, try to figure out explosives and see how well that works.
Well, you see, I believe Brett was suggesting that Kevin should pick up the Akashic research.
Yes. Not the character, no, me.
Yes, as a
Yeah.
GM, it'd be very useful.
I really don't want to have to reread these books enough times that I have everything memorized.
I didn't want to read them the second time.
Yeah, I've only read the first book through once. I've only referenced this book.
In
Because,
any case,
because otherwise, you have to make
I
these fill
do-
charts.
I
That
do-
doesn't make any sense at all in
I
explosives.
do
stuff.
suggest
It's
that-
just as if
Yeah, but I have mysteries at mediocre, so.
I do suggest that, well, if one thought this place was special, the other three that you're telling us about might also.
okay.
Well,
let's. I'm going to do straight investigation around the doorway we came through.
You mean the hole in the ceiling?
Oh, okay.
Hole in
Hole
the
in
ceiling.
the ceiling, and then did we?
You
climb
came
a
down
ladder?
handholds in the wall.
Okay, then right by the bottom, I'm going to walk.
So am I.
Yeah.
Get out my flashlight or torch, depending on how you want to call it, and go looking around the chamber for other exits, including checking the ceiling because, well,
Where there
lots
was
of
one.
holes.
Annie,
Hole
Yeah.
you-
there's that line in the ground.
Don't step
Yeah.
over
Don't
the
step
line.
over it.
That should be something that is just a general thing. If you would say. Have you
Yeah.
considered that as an aspect? You could even have it, Annie, don't cross that line.
I'm going to take you up on that one.
Okay.
Okay, so this cavern is enormous. The consecrated area is about 100 yards across. So it's going to take a long time to search the cavern, excluding the consecrated area.
I was going to exclude the consecrated.
Okay.
Okay, well, you go that way, I'll go that way.
Okay.
And
I'm still gonna get my
Ballpark,
crate
what
of
is
dynamite
a
and
long
then blow in
time?
this whole chamber.
Um,
Get rid of the rats too.
you might be at this an hour.
And the current time is still before noon, I believe.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, you were going down
check the
corridors.
watch. So.
Yeah, you were going down corridors for a very long time. It's probably about 1 in the afternoon.
Okay, well, we should still be able to get out during daylight.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
by the
do
way, your
thorough
spirit companion
search.
is back with you.
okay.
And much happier.
Hopefully.
And not being tortured.
So that would be only superb for doing investigation right around where we came down. I'm going to take enough extra time to get it to fantastic. I'm just looking for footprints other than ours.
Other than yours and the now dead vampire,
Right.
there are no footprints right here.
Okay, and I feel pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I will let everybody else who's investigating know that, and see if I can see where where I can take up looking for other entrances or exits without duplicating effort.
Okay. Well, I mean, she's going that way. He is going that way.
And they're
You
both
can take
near
the
the
center.
walls. Yes.
Well, but the center is where the consecrated area
Well,
is.
yeah, but he can go like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can work around the edge of it, checking
All right.
the ceiling, looking for
Ceiling,
Got it.
floor.
Yeah.
All right.
Ceiling,
So,
floor.
how many rolls do you want to resolve this, or can we just do a roll?
Well,
or-
actually, there is only one other entrance to this room, and you're going to find it first.
Okay.
Because
Because
you are
it's right up-
going along the perimeter, and he is generally going
I'm
right
going
for it.
straight across, other than circling.
Other than
outside
circling around the
the
center
consecrated area by the dais.
Yes. So as you get past the consecrated area, that sound of running water gets louder.
Okay.
And eventually you get to an area. It's not exactly across the cavern from where you came in, but it's close. And there's like a very, imagine a sort of archway about the size of that wall.
Right.
And running past that archway, there is water. It's probably, I don't know.
An
about-
archway in the wall,
Yes.
and just beyond.
just
the arch,
beyond it, there's
water.
running water. It's a stream or creek, maybe 20 feet wide.
Okay.
And it goes off that way, and it goes off that way.
Just out of curiosity.
So it's like there's a door onto the stream there.
Yes.
Yeah. Is from looking through the archway, is it flowing from the left to the right, or vice
From the
versa?
left to the right,
Okay.
yes.
I will investigate the banks of that stream, because that seems like the only
Mhm.
other way people could have entered or left without teleporting. And that's doing somewhat better. So wash and I will use the magnifying glass because I'm looking for tracks in a specific area. That's legendary for
Right.
sight.
So, yes, you find several tracks leading to and from this bank of a stream, and also a spot where
A small boat.
a
would
small
probably
boat,
be
like
on-
what is it called? A punt?
Yeah, flat bottom.
and you row it or pull it depending
Yeah.
on the
The
circumstance.
skill of the
Yeah.
boatman, actually.
So, yes.
I
Why don't you make a mysteries roll?
sure. And I am going to I am going to claim a group bonus of having my spirit
Okay.
companion right with me.
Yes, that is
for
true.
Mysteries, and if I get any additional bonus from prior experience with some of the forces we're dealing with, I don't know if I do or not. But that's fantastic.
There's something weird about this river.
Something weird.
Also, your spirit companion is looking at you plaintively, like
He's uncomfortable.
he's uncomfortable right here.
Okay.
So if you want to communicate with him,
Yeah, I will take a moment to do that.
something is coming.
Okay. So I will immediately say, Simon, is found you can, we're,
Yes, if
Simon?
you shout,
yeah.
well, not you, but the people who are sort of circling towards you could hear you.
Yeah.
Watches.
I will,
We have watches.
right.
Oh yeah, if you use your radio
I-
watch,
so I-
everybody can.
So I
can-
will,
Yeah.
what I will do is use the watch and speak just
You're not with them.
No, I'm not.
I will use the watch and speak at a volume that everybody who picks it up will hear it, but not shouting.
Yeah, what's up?
Of interest to Simon particularly, there's something mystically interesting about the river over here, and my companion says something is coming, and he's worried about it.
Ask your companion if it has a name. Does the stream or river have a name that he would be aware of?
That's true. I have a feeling, I have a hunch what the answer will be, but yeah, I will ask. Do you know anything more than that you're uncomfortable here?
Coppers are
But
there.
it would be Sharon, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I was trying to.
That's not the name of the river.
River would
Styx is a river.
be
Styx,
but
yes.
somehow that would definitely be interesting. But I don't know if
I've
he'll
been
know
trying to
that
remember
because it wasn't
which
his mythos.
I'm trying to remember.
See,
think
okay,
that
make
is-
a mysteries roll
Okay.
for him
I
to see
think
if he can
that is
identify the river.
Greek rather than Roman.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't remember.
I am
I am
very
not
likely
certain.
to improve on a reroll.
Now I have to look it up.
Hey, looking
That's
up
a
now.
pun, but still.
Is Sharon and Styx
Yeah.
Greek or Roman?
Greek. Okay, that is
Do they have Roman equivalents?
that is a great mysteries roll because it's a wash.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
Yeah,
No,
gotta
he
go to
doesn't. He
that.
doesn't know. He doesn't
Okay.
know the name of the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm blind hurrying over.
Definitely Greek
Yeah.
for
it's definitely-
Charon
it's-
or Chiron.
Yeah. I'm almost positive that there's a Roman equivalent. I don't know what it is.
I don't remember the name either. Very comparatively minor figure in the mythology. So
Actually, it's also the River Styx.
In
Roman.
Roman.
Yes.
Okay.
they took the name.
All right. But you didn't roll well enough for him to identify
Sure.
it. So
Sure. Not his
Yeah.
mythos.
The other Chiron,
Mm-hmm.
the centaur that was the
Oh, that's
yeah.
Chiron.
Roman
Differs by one
poet
vowel.
yes, Chiron.
Chiron is
describes Chiron.
Did you know that he's the centaur for disease control?
the centaur for disease. Thanks very much.
Wow.
Okay. That's it for puns tonight.
I
Next-
thought that one was very
I-
good
Next
myself.
pun gets a fate point deducted.
I was not giving puns, I was giving clues.
Yes.
Come sail away.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, I had actually gotten there already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people had figured it out.
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty sure.
anyway,
It's profoundly
so-
weird to have a mythological river from the underworld within walking distance of Paris.
I have this sneaking suspicion that there's probably something weird about that archway.
Ah.
so
I'm running over. Like I said, I'm running over there.
okay. Once you get there, make a mysteries roll.
And I will retreat
Oh.
away.
Well, I mean that's probably good enough.
That would be epic.
Yeah. Yeah. So this river is a gateway to the underworld, the world of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And epic, right? Yeah. No, you don't get the next part because you're not dead already.
Right.
Meanwhile, I will just kind of back through the archway back into the
You
chamber.
didn't actually go through the
Okay.
archway.
All right,
I
well, I'll
am-
back away
I would
from
like
it.
an academics role.
Okay.
So what did they teach me about Greek and Roman mythology?
Absolutely.
+2, so I think that is superb. Academics, sorry, it is only great.
I mean, nobody's telling you much about this, but you do know that Pluto had that area over there. Pluto was the god of the dead, and that there is a river associated with bringing people to the afterlife. That's a way. I mean, so they are related bits of information.
Hey, Jack, are you willing to let the body go?
Yeah,
Could you bring it over here, please?
sure.
With the head.
Okay.
Anybody happen to have any oblos?
Check my
Oblos.
pockets.
Sistersky? So, how do you pronounce that? It's
Sisterces?
Yes.
Oh, okay, the coin. Right, got it. I don't think I have any coinage that old on me.
It just needs to be a true copper coin.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
pennies, centimes.
My resources are unlikely to be so low. I don't have a penny or two in my
So back then, you actually had all pennies actually were
All-
copper.
Yup.
Yes.
So I think I have resources enough for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that-
I-
well, but you might not keep change on you. A lot of
I was
people
going
will
to
just
say,
throw the change at whoever it is that they were buying it from.
I was going to say,
Something from.
I don't think I have any pennies on me.
But Edgy probably doesn't do
I don't
that
think
with his
Simon would
base
hang on to
No,
pennies.
he would not.
mediocre.
It's just ridiculous to hang on to change of any sort for
Yeah.
Simon.
Yes.
Anything less than a gold
I-
coin, and he would ignore it and just you keep that. I don't need
Yes.
to carry a pocket full.
Wow,
So,
I got a fair.
all right. I mean, any of the other of you who want to have 2 copper coins can just
Yeah.
declare it. I don't
Yeah.
even.
I've got
Feel-
copper.
I don't
Yeah.
even. You don't even have to spend a fate point.
Right.
You just
I-
have copper coins.
Here.
I have these for circuit breakers.
No, fuses. That's
Fuse
what-
boxes.
Fuse boxes.
Yes. Fuse boxes.
They're
Because
very
every
useful.
electrician who looks at that would just love it. I'm sure.
The worst part about it is that I'm willing to bet that she knows the amperage rating for each one of those things to a tenth of an amp.
Great.
Inorganic chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's some pennies, Simon.
And I've got one too, so one
Yeah,
for
okay.
each eye if
Um,
you want. Do we want to try and reattach his head to his body
No.
somehow, or
No,
okay.
just-
No, but you might want to
Well,
put
we
the
should
shroud
put-
back
Put
on.
coins in his mouth and
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, I'm going to push him
right? Push
Uh,
him.
push him
the
into the push him into the archway.
Uh-huh. Okay.
is everybody over here then?
I am.
I think
I brought the body over.
Everybody decided to come over by the archway.
I had, and hearing all of this talk of ancient mythology, I'm going to quietly wander and see if there's something I must have missed back then.
You're wandering away then?
Yes.
I don't think I want to see.
Okay.
Sometimes
So,
ignorance is bliss, or at least comparatively greater happiness.
all right. So everybody with mysteries who is there and has mysteries above mediocre makes a mysteries roll.
Well, that's bad.
Wow.
Epic.
Fantastic.
Not like +1.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good for me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
And
reasonably good
it's
for me.
fantastic or better is good enough. Something is coming.
Yep.
You get something is coming to take the dead away.
We put the dead, like I said,
Mhm.
that's why I put the dead there.
Your spirit companion is looking much more distressed.
Right.
Away.
I tell him silently, go up to the next level, at least a few yards away from the hole in the floor.
Thank
If
you.
that doesn't feel safe, go further.
All right.
Yes, because otherwise somebody might have the idea that he needs to be taken away. and
Absolutely,
we
that's the
disagree.
job.
We disagree.
All right. So about 4 minutes later, a boat you see off to the left on that stream. A boat is floating down, and those of you with mysteries above mediocre make another roll.
Epic.
That's only great.
Wow.
Sometimes
Such
you roll well,
workmanship
sometimes you
on
don't.
these catacombs.
Actually, it's a giant
I was
cavern.
gonna say,
You
it's-
are wondering how the heck there aren't any pillars, and this is an enormous cavern. How come the ceiling isn't falling in?
Okay. Yes.
That's what you're wondering. It's like this is a 400-yard wide limestone cavern. I mean, there are
limestone?
stalactites and stalagmites, but there's no pillars.
Yeah, I am getting nervous about that.
You're probably thinking, I am glad that nobody threw any dynamite.
Details.
I'm just thinking it's a good thing it's not the Valkyries.
Okay, so did we get results from?
Okay, Jack got epic.
Okay.
And Simon probably
And
got
you got-
higher than epic. I
No,
got
Great.
Simon got it. Simon got epic also.
Okay. Those of you who got better than fantastic, it's not just a boat. There is some sort of spiritual apparition pulling it. I mean, it's actually kind of just guiding it with the pole. Because it's going downstream, it doesn't need to pull it, but it's using the pole to guide the boat, and it's coming towards the bank.
When it gets towards the bank,
Yep. It sort of beaches itself. It's just, the current. To those of you looking at it without mysteries, and you, because you only rolled great, the current just sort of pushes it up on the shore.
I can speak ancient Greek,
Okay.
so I'm going to say. Did you say what's going on?
I said that somebody's coming to pick up the dead.
Who?
He didn't. He
I
didn't
did not
specify.
specify who.
I think
I'm asking
he
now.
is asking.
Well, it
Probably.
should be Charon,
Okay.
using the mythology in question.
Okay.
I just know that it's somebody at this point. I didn't actually get his name yet.
Are you Sharon? Jack's going to shout over towards it.
Towards the
Ancient
boat.
Greek. Yeah.
In ancient Greek. Okay.
Yes.
Don't use dynamite in here, guys.
And also,
Noted.
don't shout really loudly.
Duly noted.
The roof might not survive it.
This, this is a fantastic investigation role for hearing. I am listening carefully to see if there's if I can hear any response to Jack's question.
All right.
And since my investigation is higher than my mysteries, I can't do that one aided by mysteries. I'm just listening.
So,
Oval. Not ovals. Oval. Oval.
Not especially up on my
Two
classical
government
coin.
manufactured fuse replacements.
no. Do not use those as fuses.
And rather anachronistic anyway, because the kind he's talking about actually were minted long before humans discovered how to do anything with electricity, except occasionally get hit by lightning.
No, I'm talking about the
accidentally.
ones we use.
Yes.
6 ovals make a drachma.
And drachmas I would have heard of, because that's a more
Can I
distinctive
never
word.
find the thing I'm looking for? What I'm looking for. All right.
It'll be in the last
Obelisk.
or
There it
not-
is.
The deceased were buried with an oval placed in the mouth of the corpse so that they could be able to pay Charon for passage.
Oh, that's just the back.
Legend had it that those without enough wealth or whose friends refused to pay, follow proper burial rites, were forced to wander the bank of the river for 100 years.
Well, at least you had a fixed, period.
Yeah, it wasn't forever.
And my Christmas Carol.
So, in modern English, you hear Jorgen Spencer. I speak all languages of the living and the dead. And everybody hears this, except you're not hearing it with your ears. Even you hear this.
And can she tell she's not hearing it
Yes.
with her ears? That must be
It's-
very unnerving.
And what was your question again?
Are you?
I have many names.
This is very
Okay.
unusual.
I
Argument?
apparently I have angered your boss. And I would like to talk to him to see what I can do to rectify the situation.
Would you like to enter my boat?
Will I be dead if I do that? Will I die if I do that?
I only transport the dead.
Then no, I don't want to enter your boat. I have a lot more trouble to get in yet. Could you give him a message? I mean, we are talking
I
about.
am a ferryman, not a messenger. And once again, everybody is hearing the mystical side of the conversation, but once again, not with your ears.
Okay. So you do things because you're being paid.
He sort of inclines his head.
Gold coin from very early in our adventuring. I want to pay you then to deliver a message.
Write the message down on a piece of paper. So yeah, you should write a message down that you want him to deliver. He'll deliver a physical object. He's not going to be telling anybody anything.
Strength.
Well, okay then.
I thought you had that aspect already.
He does.
I'm just using it.
Ah, okay.
Any spell. It's difficult.
Godlike +3. Yeah, that was great.
+4. Sorry.
Godlike, you're right. Godlike +4. You forgot the +1 there.
He was intimidated to death.
No, you're gonna have to suffer through my bad spelling.
Oh, why should we have just one way to spell anything?
So does
Relatively
everybody know
new.
Jack's actual name in the group? I mean, do you let people know what it is? Or do they just know you as Shadow Jack or Jack?
Well, I knew J.J.
Oh.
Spencer was
Okay.
the
All I
same
know
person, but I
is
didn't remember
Jack.
what the J.J.
Okay.
stood for.
He didn't say
What did
Jordan Jackson. He just said
They said
Jordan.
Jorgen Spencer. Yeah, I didn't use your middle name.
noticed.
Jorgen, interesting. That's not even that's not a common English name.
It's not English. I'm half German.
Uh-huh.
Well, so are a lot of British royalty.
Point, more or less.
My mom's German. That's
So
why I speak German.
while he's writing this out, bounce back, as I read it, only helps with consequences. Is that how it's been played?
I think there's some
145.
mention of stress.
Well, 145 is the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
one
you
always
see-
has
Partial, like a half a, or
It-
2 lines or
You
something.
see, stress can be healed if you just take 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So bounce back, you see, is how you get rid of consequences.
Yes.
faster than normal.
I haven't taken a consequence, which is
Yeah.
why the question.
Yes, that's
I would
right. It's
think
only
that-
consequences.
However, it's probably 15 minutes.
Well, but you have to rest. You have to actually sit down and rest for 15
Oh.
minutes.
Okay.
So the stress is still hanging on even
Yeah, if you want to go off and just sit down somewhere for 15 minutes, then your stress boxes are clear.
Okay. Well, this conversation will probably take at least that long. And
I don't know if we're. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how long Jack is actually taking to write this.
I might as well rest.
Okay, good for you.
Well away from the conversation, even if I am being forced to hear all of it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. If you're on the other side of this cavern, you would think that there's no way you could be hearing people having a normal volume conversation, and you're not hearing Jack speak.
I'm just hearing the person I didn't see,
Yes.
who claims to know quite a few languages.
All languages of the living and the dead is lots, but not. I mean, there are languages. Well, I don't know.
Well, does he speak Chinese Imperial Rat?
Living and dead.
Probably.
Are the rats living?
Well,
Or
yeah.
are they dead?
But is he a rat?
Doesn't matter. He said all languages, living and dead. What's part of all?
A valid point. A valid
ALL.
You might think that it's all languages on Earth, though. I mean, like Jupiterian, he probably doesn't speak.
They die too.
You don't know that.
We
Everything
haven't
dies.
met one.
Everything
We
dies.
haven't met one.
Yeah.
Everything is living eventually dies.
However,
They might, however, be going to a different underworld.
Yeah. Different domain.
Yeah.
I was holding up for the death of small things, actually.
the small death.
No, it's in the Discworld.
Mm,
Um,
I don't think
At
I
one-
got to that one.
at one point, all of the types of death
Uh-huh.
are running around, and eventually death gets all of them to go back to where they came from, except the death of small things about the size of a mouse.
I thought it was the death of rats that didn't. But oh well.
Well, either way, it's been a decade or two since I read the book. So.
Is this the one where he takes a vacation?
Alter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so,
TAR.
yeah.
AR. Yeah.
AR. ALTAR.
AR. Yes. Alter would be to change.
You see it?
You did
Altar
that.
would be. Yeah, you altered the altar.
Okay.
Altair,
Is there
that's
anything
the-
else I should add, Simon, besides this?
Scott, are you paying attention?
Yes.
I, Jorgen Spencer, wish to have an audience with your greatness, Pluto, Lord of the Dead. The purpose of this audience would be to discuss what it would take for me to earn your forgiveness for my regrettable act of cracking an altar dedicated
Consecrated, how about?
You consecrated rather than dedicated, yes.
cracking an altar
Yeah, it's
C-E
it's S.
there's
S-
S.
C-O-N.
Yeah, got that.
SECRATED.
Yes.
C-C-R-A-T-E-D. Consecrated. I have that habit of spelling bees. Do you know English is the only language that has spelling bees?
That
I
does not
don't-
surprise me.
I think it's the only, but it is the principal one because
Nobody
no
else has
the-
variable pronunciations.
has rated from as many languages.
Yeah.
Okay, for my regrettable act and cracking an altar concentrated to your greatness. Anything else I should add? This is going to be either an academics role or a mystery role or both. I don't know. But my academics is
Forgiveness,
very
I think,
poor.
would be good. Yeah.
I have
I
forgiveness
was
in here.
thinking. Yep. I was thinking atonement, but I reconsidered, and forgiveness seems just as good. What you might want to do is check with Simon on the correct title and what is it called in etiquette? The way you reference someone.
Honorific.
Honorific. Yes,
Mhm.
that was the correct title in honorifics to use.
Sounded good to me.
Or should I say Lord of the Underworld?
Well, that's part of the question of titles or honorifics.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
so I assume it would it be a mysteries role or an academics role? Aided by
Guessing
mysteries for that.
academics.
Academics aided by mysteries. Wow.
Nice.
Roll.
Roll a +4.
Okay, I was going to compel you, but
um,
still might.
That's an awe-inspiring result.
I can still compel him, right?
You can.
if not, if you're compelling him to do something he just did.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
compel somebody to do something they've
Yeah.
already done.
Okay.
What was the +4 on?
And
What
the
is the
academics role aided by
correct-
mysteries for the proper for his purposes.
The proper form
The
of address
proper
and
form of
honorifics.
address, honorific, and titles.
Okay, we'll just say that you got everything perfectly right in that department.
Okay.
Yep.
Even though that
Basically,
stairway had a name.
which stairway?
The one that Orpheus climbed up and down? Well, down and up.
Yeah, so you made a mistake looking back.
Yeah, well, not
I-
the first or the last.
I don't recall it having a name. It was that it was it was only referenced as the stairway from the underworld.
All right, you can
At least some version
pass
of
that
the Jeep
along
has.
here and I'll have a look at it.
It does have a name.
Oh, really?
All right, and you're
Well, I
giving him a
guess
gold coin to transport
Yep.
this message.
Yep.
Spencer. Okay, that's definitely not an S, that's a T. I, Jorgen Spencer, with to have an audience.
Wow.
Look at this word here. Pass that back. I, Jorgen Spencer, what?
It's with the W.
Yeah, but no.
Is it with or is
wish.
it wish?
Oh,
That's
all right, all right. See?
the wrong word.
What do you want?
Request.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It should have been an S, not a T, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Unless I'm very mistaken.
No, you are absolutely right. I am
So that's not a
absolutely
spelling error. That's, I don't know what you call that. Wish to have
It's
an
a
audience.
word selection error.
Yes, with your greatness, Pluto, Lord of the Dead, or whatever it is that's actually the correct.
Did you give him any other writing
The purpose of this-
suggestions?
Audience, you misspelled audience, but that's
I
okay.
knew that.
Would be to discuss. Misspelled discuss. What it would take to. Okay, that's an extra word. Take. Take for me to earn your forgiveness for my regrettable act of cracking an altar consecrated to your greatness. Okay.
So in other words, he apologizes and wants to
So
know
sorry
if he
that
made
I did a thing
reparations.
which I knowingly did.
Well,
On purpose.
Well, he was not anticipating the consequence.
Well,
He did not.
I'm
Yes,
sorry that I got punished for something.
I am sorry that you took insult by my
Well,
senseless wreck and destruction of property.
Yeah, okay. All right,
That's what
so
it comes out to.
you write out this note and you put it in the boat. the punt. And so the dead vampire and his head are still laying on the ground here. Did you want to do anything with those?
Shall we put
Well,
I mean, it's sort of up to Jack. It's his dead body.
Oh, wait. We already put the body in.
Did you?
No.
No,
we
just
didn't
it-
put the body in the punt. We
Put
pushed
it
the
right-
body across the threshold of
Okay.
the archway
You need,
with the copper coins.
With the copper coins on the eyes.
Yes.
But nobody's put it in the punt yet.
you need someone to put the body into the. Okay, fine. Yeah. Any volunteers? Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'm the one who got us in this match.
One of you is doing it. Which one? All right. So Jack is going to do it. All right. Make a resolve roll. That's not bad.
Okay, not good enough.
Probably is. But okay, whatever.
That would be awe-inspiring.
See, even without spending the fate point, it was good enough.
Jack has a pretty iron will.
Yeah, that's why you didn't need to spend the fate point, really. So you feel the cold touch of death, but you are unaffected by it as you are putting the dead body in the head into the punt. And the worst that would have happened, I mean, you would have taken some stress on your composure track. Whoopee. I don't think there's any. I mean, even if I rolled +4, I couldn't have hit.
Couldn't have given him
a
a
consequence.
composure.
Yeah, I couldn't. No.
So in other words, I really don't feel anything.
You
I
want
don't-
some.
I don't-
Feel
It's
something,
like
but
if you
you're
go
not
outside
fazed
and it's
by
really cold out, but you're not taking damage from it. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I feel that it's cold, but whoopee. I'm, gonna go right back in the house. It's gonna be warm again.
Yeah, guys, I feel the presence of death.
it. Yeah, what a surprise.
Yes. Oh no, the presence of death. Okay, so and then you exit back out
Mhm.
the archway,
Mm-hmm.
and for those of you who can see the ghostly presence, he starts moving himself offshore. For those of you who don't, the boat seems to be caught by the current again and floats back out onto the stream and heads downstream.
And I still don't, even though I tried again when after Jack put the letter and the coin in the boat. I'm guessing I took some sort of temporary backlash from my spirit companion being so stressed.
Well, plus you're not grouped with him anymore. You don't get that
Right.
bonus.
Well, yeah, but
Okay. So, and the boat just kind of floats away. Anybody want to do anything else?
So, is there anybody? Someone said something about tracks being here. That
Yes, there are tracks.
I think that I've looked at them closely enough that if I spotted any of the same tracks elsewhere in the catacombs, I'd recognize them. But is there any that go out past the archway as if someone...
It's like somehow the vampires have been using this mystical river as an entry point to this, other than the one who you just sent away.
So, as if they've been coming from the river and going.
Going into the consecrated area, yes.
Okay. So I will want to follow those footprints back and see, are there any others leaving the circle?
So you sort
I
of
will
go
pass
around the outside edge of the
outside
circle.
edge, yes, looking for the same or other
Yeah, you
footprints.
can
anything
point them
else.
out to me.
Sure. Here's what I've seen so far. I will. Well, I'm using a
Did you
magnifying
see two different
glass.
sets of tracks or three different?
Three.
Okay.
So epic investigation. If that's not quite good enough, I take an extra shift of time.
They seem to go from the archway to the consecrated area and back to the archway. And that's it.
Nowhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got
yes.
godlike. My ability.
You get the same thing. There's two tracks of men and one of a woman.
Oh, there's our three.
So we already knew we were looking for 3 other vampires. The fact that one of
And
them
it's
is a
not like
woman
they
helps
it's
a little.
it's not like they've gone back and forth a lot.
No.
Maybe a couple of times.
So somehow they have been traveling along this river, which seems to be in some sense the river Styx, without ending up in the realm of the dead, and presumably without starting from there either, because you don't normally get to leave.
Yes.
Looking through the archway,
Mhm.
I'm will stick my head through.
Okay,
How
so
big
you
is
stick
it?
your head
I stick
into
my-
the sort of riverbank area.
into the riverbank area.
All
Yes. How big is the riverbank? I mean, does the riverbank go on and on and on, or does
So
or is
there's
there a
this
little bank?
archway that and then it goes. I mean, there's a bank here that's
Mhm.
maybe a couple of feet past the archway,
Right.
Mhm.
and it just is about as wide as the archway.
Okay, so
So
the
if
river
you-
is up to
Up
the
to the
walls.
walls.
outside of the when you get past the arch.
Yeah, you look up and down the river. Oh, there's that punt. It's well down the river
Right.
now.
So
Um,
if you went through the archway and tried to go to the right or to the left, you'd
You'd
find
be-
the bank narrowing and narrowing, and then
And then
there's
it-
just river.
River. Yeah.
Very quickly narrowing and narrowing.
Yeah.
From what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of steps in either direction
Sure.
past
And
the
you're
archway.
in the river.
Yeah. Which I would.
You want to try walking into the river? And see
Oh,
what
God,
happens?
Not for yesterday.
Darn.
Walk into it and you might think you were.
No, that's the relief.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
No. This river, well, let me just say, the water is very cold.
And
I was
probably
thinking
worse
of
than
like-
just ordinary physical cold. Not that I'm going to, stick a finger or toe in it to find out.
No, come on.
Not that
Please.
serious.
No.
It's like a huge resolve roll.
you
You can roll a high
Which
jack,
river
right?
did Achilles get dipped in?
It was the Styx, yeah.
Okay.
So in theory,
Ah,
with somebody
yeah.
else hanging on to you, you could
You were
have
sure about
that
that
treatment
stunt too,
of being
remember?
Well then, we'll ask the source of all wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah, they would be,
Also,
against
it
ordinary
was
yeah,
after
physical
getting a
weapons.
blessing. Not that Annie would
Would
volunteer
know
that.
Yeah,
Well,
remember-
no, she might know it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's classical literature.
It's yes, it would be an academic's role.
Achilles.
Now, remember though that when Achilles was dipped into this water, the person dipping him was a goddess, not a
Point.
person.
yes.
I
It
thought
She
it
was
might
a
well-
river goddess, to be exact.
Yes, it might well be that you'd have to be a goddess or at
I
least
thought it
something
was
out of
his
the
mother.
ordinary.
Well,
His mother
he was
was a
a-
goddess.
These are not mutually exclusive terms.
Okay, that's right.
His father was human.
Yes.
You see,
Okay.
how the story goes, and this is actually how the Trojan War started. Historically, according to Homer,
According to Homer, who of course
According to
is
Homer, you
completely
see.
reliable.
Achilles' mother was super beautiful, and all the male gods wanted a piece of her. But there was a prophecy about her that said that the son of the union will be greater than the father. So no god wants to make a god more powerful than themselves. So
So
Zeus
they
said,
okay, never
Zeus said
mind.
you should marry a human because humans like making their children who are better than themselves. Now this moment, this goddess wasn't always enthused about marrying a human. So Zeus said, hey, we're going to have a big party. We're going to invite everybody. He invited everybody from Earth even. And it's big party, but he didn't invite the goddess Strife because he really wants strife there, you know. Well, the goddess
goddess
He
Strife,
does seem to show up at a
Discordia
lot of parties.
or
yes.
Eris.
so
yes.
she was very angry that she wasn't invited. So she made an
Ah,
apple made
yeah.
of gold, and
Apple.
it said for the most beautiful, and she snuck up and she lobbed it onto the main table where Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera all grabbed for it because obviously it was for them. Well, they had a big argument about who it was really for. So they just said, hey, we're going to have Hector, Paris
Yeah.
Paris.
from
Don't
Troy
forget Paris.
decide.
Mhm.
So each goddess offered a bride. Now Hera said, if you pick me, you will rule over many kingdoms. And Athena approached him and said, if you pick me, you will be the greatest warrior ever. And Aphrodite approached him and said, if you pick me, you will marry the most beautiful woman on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Now he should have went with Hera's offer or Athena's offer, but he didn't. He went with Aphrodite's offer. Now the most beautiful woman on the planet at that time was Helen, because she was a daughter of, guess who? Zeus.
There were a lot of
Yes.
children.
So unfortunately, Helen was married to the king of Sparta. But
Details.
But he was given a directive by a goddess to make this woman his wife, Helen. So he went and he got her. And there's some debate about whether she went willingly or not. But the bottom line was the king of Sparta had his wife taken away from him. So he went to his big brother Agamemnon. He said, hey, bro, you got to help me get my wife back. And that was the start of Trojan War.
You know, it seems to me like you could have a wonderful hillbilly version of this.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Okay, so have we determined, was it Styx that Achilles was
Yes,
dipped
it was the
into?
River Styx.
Okay, hey, jump right in.
No.
I'm sure the water's fine.
I
Don't
really
worry about having anybody hold on to you. That's
Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm really skeptical that trick would reliably work without divine aid.
Aw. I mean, it's a little cold.
I am certain it would work. It makes no sense.
Yeah, well.
And jump in.
I don't want to.
She doesn't want to get any deeper into mythology than she already
So-
did.
Yes.
Okay, but this unfortunately does not really help us because
No.
this is a means of transportation that we cannot take.
Well, if you're
Not without a
undead, maybe
boat.
you could.
Yeah.
I said we cannot.
Well, yeah, but
That
all
was
you
the-
need to do is become undead. See, then
That was the key word there.
Maybe they won't care anymore.
Won't care anymore.
That too, but I didn't want to risk those fate points.
How many fate points do you have?
40?
Was that 39 you just said?
Fair enough. I didn't even get it.
You can repeat it.
No,
You won't take any more penalties for the same.
No. It wasn't that good a pun.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I think that it's possible that they will come back once
Why is that?
and
Find out what
discover
happened to
that.
the
Well,
guy that
no,
was here. Uh-huh.
come back once, discover that the altar is broken.
Ah.
Oh, that's the thing.
What happened to
I
Gaspar?
forgot. Scott is Simon didn't get a chance to check in the confusion. Simon goes back to the goes
back to the edge of the consecrated area.
and tries to examine the altar from that distance.
Okay, so
The
from
question
like
is-
50 yards away.
Yes, and the question is, yes, it's broken. Is it also deconsecrated?
Make a mysteries roll.
Godlike.
It is no longer, the altar is no longer consecrated. The area and the dais still are.
Okay. So yeah, the area and the dais are. The altar isn't. It might not be useful to them anymore.
But
So-
we have no idea.
Yeah, but they
how
have to
silly-
show up here, right?
Silly-
They'd have to show up here. They'd probably have to show up here once to find to see what happened. Is it still useful?
Silly idea.
Eh?
But what if we put some sort of trap on our side of the archway that basically propelled someone back into the river?
An interesting
I
thought.
don't understand what advantage it would give.
I believe the assertion that she's making is that while these vampires are using the river for transportation, they are not actually stepping into the water. And being forced into the water
May not be good for them.
would have deleterious effects upon them.
Right, might change them from undead to, in
dead.
some sense, to just
Dead. Yes.
That.
I did not want to speculate on the results of such things. Just that I
Casting
suspected.
someone into a cold river might be chilling. Yes.
Tactically, it might be useful. The only trouble is we wouldn't know whether it worked without
we'd
coming
have-
back and checking.
Basic knowledge of vampires says that running water is harmful to vampires, but these are not your normal kinds of vampires, so you
Yeah.
don't know.
And they're apparently using running water.
But going over running water is not supposedly harmful
So
to
they,
vampires.
they can travel by boat.
Yep.
No,
But they
that's right.
can't. They
do
can't
not-
move themselves.
I
They
am
can't
not
roll.
interested in just sticking around
They have to
here.
be-
And
Yeah.
the problem
Shit
and the
moving
problem
on
is,
its own.
I'm not certain we would have a way to definitively tell what happened
Yeah,
if we came back after the trap was set off.
right.
Sure, we would.
We'd know whether or not the trap had been sprung, but we wouldn't know.
I
know
would
what
need a
happened.
little bit of time to put the trap together up in my airship. But
So would the trap that you created have some method of recording what happened?
I got all these little gadgets from Denoy that cause whatever happens to appear on the screen.
That might work.
Micro cameras,
Yeah,
micro video cameras.
Yes.
Yes.
very sophisticated. That might work. There's no reason to suppose that advanced technology wouldn't work normally.
I'm not trying
on
to
this side of the archway.
Speculate on what happens after they get dumped in the water, but
Okay, the worst that happens is that after they hit the water, they disappear.
And we don't know whether they were forcibly carried off to the underworld
Okay.
or something else.
I don't like that. It's not a definitive man. I prefer definitive.
Well,
man.
okay, but I said that's the worst case.
Yeah, well, that's what will happen then.
Oh, I don't know. Possibly the worst case is a very grumpy vampire wading back out and disarming the trap, but still, that's not that's not
actually
horrendous.
the worst case.
That's
Oh,
not
no.
horrendous
No.
either.
That's not that's because then we know what happened.
And we know what they
From
look
our
like.
point of view,
We know what
as
they look
long
like.
as we know what happened,
Mm-hmm.
we're coming out ahead.
I don't see much to lose if Annie's willing to whip up a suitable trap and plant one or two of the cameras.
I would agree.
it gets me out of this sewer.
Oh, we're a long way below the sewer
Yes.
right now, which, is, when you think about it, is probably not a good thing.
Is it a worthy endeavor?
I'm tempted to. I tend to come down on the side of yes out of sheer curiosity, frankly.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same place. Okay. I think that if the vampires get dunked into the water
Mm-hmm.
and disappear,
Mm-hmm.
I will be able to figure out whether or not they're still undead.
Okay.
Why don't we
you know,
just put a trap that with this blown to pieces or something?
I wouldn't want to risk damaging the consecrated area.
And
I don't
something
really
that
wanna-
causes that sort of explosion is quite likely to cause
Yeah,
the
the
ceiling to
collapse
come
of
down.
the ceiling.
One stick of dynamite will annihilate
We'll
anything
make
in
sure
one
that
zone.
the ceiling comes down. I am surprised that it hasn't on its own.
That's because there's probably something more going on here than meets the eye.
well, that may be, but I can understand wanting to be
my
really
point-
careful with explosives.
My point is that, well, then we can bring guns to shoot or something. My point is, though, we're going to throw them in the water where we don't know if it'll stop them or not. So I always say we use something that we know works on them.
That's a possibility.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I hate to say it, but direct sunlight was what worked before.
So how could
We didn't have a way of figuring out exactly what frequency of light was needed. We just know that direct sunlight did it, and it was moderately slow. I don't think we're going to get direct sunlight down here.
At least it'd be a heck of a trick to pull that off. You
And
might be able to produce the same effect with, say, an ultraviolet projector or something. I know
and
we
that
don't know
virus
what frequency.
doesn't make sense
Yeah.
in a number of ways. So I went for something that was was only required that they actually be physical, as opposed to speculating on what processes was keeping them moving.
Yeah.
As far as causing destruction, the
Okay.
big question is, would a single stick of dynamite bring down the roof? Which is something I think we should avoid doing.
I've never,
That should be answerable by engineering alone.
Correct.
Okay.
I
Because
will
I'm
Wow.
presuming that what's holding the roof up does
Epic.
not involve
Um,
history. I could be wrong, but
Now I roll a +4.
You would
Can
say
you pull it forward a little
that you could bring down the roof with a single stick of dynamite, unless there's some mysteries element to it being kept up. But
it's not guaranteed.
it's not a guarantee. Yeah.
Okay.
well, here's yet another
Okay.
possibility.
Why don't we use a grenade? Make it out of a metal like silver.
Okay, that'd
be expensive.
be
And
Yeah,
silver
enough.
is kind of a soft metal. It's not going to be that good
soft
of a.
metal is fine for a fragmentation grenade, or could do silver plated in layer of steel.
Yeah.
At this time, the outer shell of a hand grenade is made of cast iron, so
Yeah.
not particularly hard.
Right. Well, it's hard but brittle. That's
Yeah, well, yeah.
The
the-
brittle.
Against moving
Causes
fast against human flesh, it works just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, getting a grenade and silver plating it would be trivially easy from both a resources and a science or engineering point of view. We certainly could do that.
So one
If we
grenade.
do that, I want to.
Enhance it.
I want to put 2 enhancements on it. If we do that,
Well,
Fine.
what I'm trying to say Is that
We want a trap that will definitely take out a vampire with
Yeah.
no risk of what the hell happened.
you see? Silver dollars are very common in this time frame.
Yep.
And we are silver.
Yep, like I said, it'd be trivial from both a resources
Makes you
and
wonder
a
how
science
vampires
perspective.
buy things.
They wear gloves.
And have minions.
That too, yes. And, it's not like they need to pay the tab at a restaurant or bar very often.
So, are
Well, you
you
get
telling
tired
me
of
that they gain a rash or something if they're exposed to silver?
At least some kinds of vampires do. We haven't tested silver on this particular kind.
A silver-plated set of chicken wire over the entrance would keep them from crossing?
Yep.
Well, I have noticed that these things seem to succumb to normal attacks. And if you hit them hard enough, or you shoot them, it hurts them.
Okay.
It seems to
Okay,
kill
I
them.
will quit trying to come up with clever solutions. I won't, but I'll keep them to myself.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I have an aspect that says I won't quit.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to serve any useful purpose to just keep them from passing through the archway.
Well,
We
it
want
does.
something that,
Do we really care what they do there? We care what they do in Paris.
Well, the question is there another way out?
Okay. How about this? Can we spray them with something like radioactive That we can
tag
track
them
them.
somehow.
so we can track them?
Probably better than radioactive would
One.
be.
I'm not
Yeah.
more of a science guy than a
Yeah.
business guy here, so. I'm not engineering
But
guy
that feels
here. And we have a camera there, so we know what they look like. And
that
if they walk through, it sets off an alarm. We take a picture of them, and we put a taggable aspect on them that we can follow.
Well,
that we
I
can track
happen
them
to
with.
have some radioactive material up in the airship because of the Russians. It's still radioactive for another week or so.
Well,
longer than
if
that,
anybody
I'm
can
pretty
think of something else, I'm all ears.
Would radiation be the best way of tagging them so we could track them at a distance?
I don't know.
I'm asking Annie.
Oh,
no,
ask
all-
Simon.
Different
In
method.
theory, yeah, that
That's a good techie method for tracking them.
yeah, because we want a non-mysteries dependent trap preferably, or something basic operation isn't dependent on mysteries.
Unfortunately, I keep coming up with anachronisms for 1920, things that would be anachronistic for 1923 serials.
You've got mad
You've got mad
science
science and
you
word
can come
science.
up with it. You can come up with anachronisms if you like.
I mean, things like expose them to a rare earth element and then be able to scan for that rare earth element using a tachyon field.
A tachyon field.
I said anachronistic for 1923 serial.
That they're anachronistic for now.
that sounds suspiciously like Star Trek.
does.
Hand waving.
No, then we'd be using chromaton particles.
No, they use
instead of
tachyon
chromaton.
fields too. Just thinking Next Generation last episode.
Yeah.
I didn't
Or
watch it.
Donald.
You know, you're
That
lost.
might have been wise.
I quit after about season 3. I got tired of Wesley.
Well, then he left.
So a
I
lot of
know.
people got tired of Wesley.
I know he
Wesley
left.
got
Even
tired of
most-
Wesley.
Well,
Well,
Yes,
more-
the
more-
actor did get tired of the character.
Mad science, yes.
In any case, then 23 was really into heavy metal, as in the metals at that portion of the periodic table, not as in the music.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
So
Would-
tagging them with the heavy metal would allow an oscilloscope with a camera on it.
If you just so long as you can come up with some way of tagging them so you can subsequently track them, that seems to be the most tactically useful.
That would be silly.
What? As long as it's not a pawn, I wouldn't want you to risk a family.
He has plenty of them.
If Annie could create an artificial element that decayed via neutrino emission,
And then track the neutrinos.
and then track the neutrinos, because even one proton going to a neutron, and how many neutrinos?
That's-
Lots.
Yeah.
Lots is the
It
correct
depends.
answer.
Yeah, depends on the.
Annie make a completely unstable substance.
I expect the prospect might appeal to her.
I suspect that I suspect this is one would have a very long half-life.
Okay,
just so long as we can track them.
we rolled fairly decently on our investigation, so can we tell how old
Oh yeah.
these three
That's
pins
a-
are?
There appear to be 2 times. One was about 3 weeks ago. One was months. You can't really
So might
get an
be-
exact number of months, but it was further back. And
So
and
just speculating might be
Doesn't that
when they
contradict what
discovered.
you said, or suggest that these are different ones?
what?
Different.
You updated us that there were 4 yesterday.
But there were 4, but we were asking about in all
of the area, everywhere.
Yeah.
Suggesting that the ones that came here and went aren't necessarily the ones causing problems in Paris.
That's a big leap.
Well, the 2 dead bodies that were found are almost certainly caused by the guy who you just got rid of.
Off. Yeah. Because we backtracked him here. But
It may be that the problem is solved already.
possibly.
No, the thing is that the fact that it's 3 weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
and that the answer was 4 yesterday
Mm-hmm.
implies to me I find to be confirmation of the fact that the other 3 vampires were able to use the river to get in and out of this chamber.
Plausible supposition, anyway. Yeah, my thought is the
it
first.
is, from my point of view, unprovable whether or not. But it just
Unless we
seemed
can
like
question one of them.
it just seemed like we are missing information. If
Oh, sure. There's lots
Of course.
You expect complete information?
My guess would be, this is just speculating, that the older set of tracks is when they first discovered this place, and
Yes.
the
That would be a good Guess.
newer set is when they came back here for whatever reason.
Yeah, the interesting question from my point of view is
how old is that Gaius?
no.
No, that'd be, the answer to that would be centuries, I'm sure.
No.
Many. Interesting question.
Why was the one vampire being sustained by the dais? What was different about the vampire that's being sustained by the dais? Or are there multiple instances of these? Sustained by the altar.
Yeah.
Or are there multiple instances of these altars? Exactly where?
That is a troubling thought, but for the moment we are dealing with the Paris and its immediate vicinity.
Well, yes, but you see, my question is, are there 3 more of these altars under Paris?
Yes, there could be.
That's not impossible, I suppose. Very uncomfortable thought, but
That's
certainly
why
not
I was
impossible.
wondering how old the altars were. I mean, is it something that got installed here 2 weeks ago, or is it something that's been here for centuries?
Well, I mean, it's hard to investigate the altar from outside of the area, but you can
Well,
investigate the
in-
consecrated area,
inside it.
Yep.
the inscribed area.
Okay. I am hushing myself. I should say I'm stealthing myself.
Yeah.
That would be.
Oh, you're going to confuse the rats.
Yes. Okay, it'd be godlike +4.
Okay. No way the rats are going to find you.
So I'm walking into the consecrated area. I'm going to walk over to the dais,
Okay.
and I'm going to investigate the dais. I'm going
All
to take my
right. So,
time.
so just so you know, the rats seem to be.
Congregated around the altar?
No, they're like running around a lot more once you enter the consecrated area. Like they know there's something there,
Mhm.
but they can't figure out where it is.
That is very strange behavior for rats.
Mhm.
Anyway, so they can't find you. You walk up to the altar and you're going to investigate.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to have to take some time.
All right.
So at the moment, I am at awe-inspiring. So how much time is it going to take to get to?
Well, what is his base time?
You're investigating it to see how old it is.
I believe how long it has been here.
How long it's
What-
been here.
More accurately, what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Which is actually trickier because if one were to find
If there's
an old,
movement
very
marks-
old altar somewhere else and move it.
Okay, I'm going to say your
carefully,
base time is 15 seconds.
So go to a minute.
15 seconds, a minute, 4 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
To 15 minutes, so it'll give me 3 shifts.
Mm-hmm.
That would get me to.
Awe-inspiring to godlike +2.
Okay. You would say somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 years.
It didn't get moved here recently. Or any mortal's version of this.
Right.
It was not part of the modernization.
Yes.
Yes. Not
been
done
here
in
since
the
Roman
most
times,
recent
basically.
remodel.
Yep.
I was independently of what Jack was doing, doing an academic's role to remember the altar very carefully because I had been up close to it. Granted, we were sort of
Mhm.
busy and in a hurry, but I probably noticed some things. And got a great role, or if I can use academics enhanced by mysteries, no, not for this. A great role. I was also trying to assess how old it might be.
So what you're trying to do is kind of like studied recall.
Yes, like that, except I don't have that specific stuff.
Is there any writing on this thing?
Yeah.
That
In
I
Greek.
expect there is.
So on the perimeter of the consecrated area, it was inscribed in Greek
Loading
because
area.
the Romans thought of that as being an ancient,
Yeah.
ancient and mystical language. But yes,
Well, the altar or anywhere on the dais, is there writing?
there is writing on the dais as well in Greek, praising the god of the dead. There's nothing on the altar itself.
Okay, interesting.
God of the dead or God of the underworld?
God of the underworld. Sorry. Yeah.
Both, but yeah, got it.
The shroud also has writing on it, but it is in French.
Oh,
And it also is praising Pluto. Once again, not Mickey's dog. I don't think Mickey had a dog by 1924.
Yeah, I don't.
I think Steamboat Willie did exist.
Yeah, but I don't think he had a dog in that.
I can't remember.
Not in that version. Yeah, I
No.
think the first appearance of the dog is later. I cannot say how much later. History of Disney characters is not my strong.
Yeah. So, yes. So the shroud is obvious. I mean, it's you tore it off and threw it on the ground. You didn't like take it with you or anything, but it's on.
No.
So it's on the ground right there, and you see, yes, it's very much more modern. If you want to investigate it, make another roll.
Actually, I'm gonna take it.
1930.
Was Pluto's first appearance?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So
actually
yes.
gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Hold it up.
All right.
Okay. And I'm going to make up your mind. You want to come up here? I want to give you the ball? Oh. Like a manager at work.
You don't want to do A, you don't want to do B. Come on, to make a decision. Which one do you want to do?
Oh,
Do both.
Oh, where was I?
You were gathering up the
You
shroud.
have the shroud in hand, having folded it.
or at least or wadded it off or something.
Folded.
So I'm going to walk on back.
Okie dokie.
And when I get back, I'm going to brace golf right next to Simon and say, here is the shroud that the vampire was wearing. It's written, as you can obviously see, it's in French, but is there anything special about it?
That's
I assume you mean in a mystery sense.
Oh, yes.
right, although pure scholarship might also be of use.
Yeah, it is definitely imbued with some form of mysteries aspect. And
Can you read French?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, well, I mean, you can read it's consecrated to Pluto. And praising him and his power over the underworld and what you got, awe-inspiring?
Awe-inspiring.
Yeah, it probably enhanced whatever was going on with the altar and the vampire. That connection.
So, anything special about it, Simon?
It aided the link, the effect between the altar and the vampire.
I wonder if it's linked to the other vampires.
Possibly,
Maybe we have-
especially if one of them
maybe-
made it.
Maybe we have
Sure.
a clue here. Maybe
It's
we
a-
can use this.
Look
It's a
at it.
piece of cloth made of linen.
May I?
Sure.
So, you described it as a pretty fancy piece of cloth.
No, I didn't.
It's-
No, it's a
Yeah,
shroud.
it's a shroud with embroidery
Yes.
and such.
There's no gold thread or anything.
Okay.
It's not like, I mean, it's made of linen, which is a nice cloth, but it's not
Silk.
vastly, expensive.
Okay.
Still,
Is there anything unique about it that might suggest where it was made in Paris? Or probably Paris. but
Yeah,
where
you
it
would
was
say
made.
it's probably a Parisian cloth, but I don't think that there's anything specific to a particular. I mean, you can
There's
make an
certainly-
academics roll
certainly
because
no
you have
makers.
walk the walk.
Certainly no maker's mark.
No, there is no maker's mark.
No label.
Well,
No tag left
no
by the
tag
laundry.
left.
The embroidery, which is what the writing is made with, is, you would say, amateurish.
Okay.
So,
No Eddie Bauer on it.
not done by someone who's used to embroidering initials and mottos
Yes.
on
Yeah,
things.
this
Not
is
that
an amateur
well
effort.
executed.
The
It's
cloth itself is
Good
good
quality.
quality. It's not woven by an amateur. It's a nice piece of linen.
someone took a shroud that they
Yeah.
found somewhere, and then they added the
Yes.
stitching.
Okay.
Okay.
Found /
Uh,
bought.
Well,
Yeah.
where I'm going,
Fair academics, so probably no idea.
No, you don't have any.
so I'm just thinking that maybe if the other
I hand it back.
are involved with this, maybe we can use this to track them. That's
That
what I'm-
is certainly a possibility.
I can
No,
try.
it isn't. How would you make that work?
Thank you for being our voice of reason.
No voice of skepticism anyway. This is
Well,
a
no.
more things in heaven and earth ratio.
Yeah.
But
Better understood by your philosophy.
So, you're going to try to use this as some sort of tracker on the other ones,
or
other
at least see if
vampires.
there's any connection. Anything I can do to help since we're not
Sure.
in a crisis here.
You see, the thing is, if they came here to worship Pluto, they may be bonded to this somehow. Like maybe this guy's like the head priest, and they were like acolytes.
Could
Or
be.
or there's 3 more of these spots in Paris, which
Mhm.
means again, since this thing is dedicated to Pluto, we can use that to find the other locations.
Possibly. Or they might have discovered it somehow, and then when something happened to this guy, they thought, well, gee, maybe the altar we discovered can keep him going. And but yes, if one of them embroidered the cloth, that
What I want to know right now is, can I identify any links from this shroud to anything other than the altar and the dead vampire? I don't care where they go. I
just
don't
are there
care.
links?
I just want to know, do they exist?
And I am attempting to assist. Well,
Potentially also
Well,
to the
right.
one that the altar is dedicated to.
but he's not going for is the number of links 3. He's going for is the number of such links greater than 0.
Yes.
So,
Do such links exist?
Ah,
wow.
that may actually help.
Wow.
Yeah.
I rolled a fantastic on an attempt to help. I'm willing to throw a fate point at it.
Throw a fate point at it.
Okay.
Don't make my mistake.
Yeah, that was legendary for trying to help. And find out.
Which one do I want to use? Oh, I haven't used that in a while.
Mhm.
A member of the order.
Ah, yes.
So the final is
I get a final of godlike.
He gets a final legendary.
right, and that's enough to help you. So that's
Good.
godlike plus
Plus
1. So
You can take your time.
and the question you're asking is, you have this thing.
Yep.
Is it
Mystically linked.
Is it
to others.
linkable? Is it linked to things
Other than the altar.
other than the
right
altar
here,
and the
vampire
now
that
dead
was
vampire?
lying on
Right.
it.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't have said it that way. Oh well.
Yes.
Okay.
That means the possibility that it could be the sort of clue that we're hoping for.
I guess I'm
exists.
polishing my staff because, well, this is boring.
Okay.
I don't want to try.
Ah,
I I don't want
Anybody
to
else
try.
want to polish their staff right now?
I don't want to try funnels here.
Yes, I understand. Another environment might well be better for the purpose.
Not to mention the fact that supporting stuff like maps of Paris.
Oh, good point. Yes. Good point.
Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you head back up the handholds, out the hole, and you're backtracking basically.
Yep.
And this time you're not doing any investigation because you did that already on the way in.
Yep.
So you're moving a little bit faster.
But I'm still paranoid that there's going to be something waiting for us.
That's possible.
Okay. So yes, back up to the catacombs, on and on and on, back up to the disused sewer, back up to the basement,
back up to the back alley.
back up to the back alley, and you can head back to the airship.
And it's mid-afternoonish.
It's like 3 in the afternoon. And I am going to call
Time
it
to
here.
wash up
Okay.
before supper.
Right.
And I can say that sitting on this cushion helped a lot. I am in a lot less pain than I was the last couple of sessions. Unfortunately, the reason I brought it this time is because Laurel drove me here. I'm not sure. It's kind of awkward to carry.
Do you wish to ride home?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
29.
Thank you for saying that, because I completely
John Doe didn't use any.
good for John.
He wasn't really doing anything this whole time.
Okay.
Well, goodbye, everybody who might be watching on the stream. I don't know if there's actually anybody there, but
9.
Pick up your
Yep.
Edgy?
healing laptop.
Jack?
I have no clue.
Rick spent some, I know.
5,
39.
I spent
It'd be 40 if I